Well, hello there, friends and family. Glad to see you over here at the old home place today. I missed you yesterday. Of course, I know that wasn't your fault. That was mine. But after talking to y'all Sunday, I jumped out Monday morning about 6:30 in the morning. And it had rained Sunday night, not a whole lot. And that's all we've had, some light to maybe light to medium rain. Wound up getting a half an inch. Yep, that's all we got, half an inch. But yesterday, Monday, we had a bunch of pop-up showers off and on all day. They didn't last for long. Never more than a light to a light medium rain. They go about 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes, and then they'd be over. And of course, it'd just be extremely hot and humid. But I had a lot of things I need to get done outside to get that all taken care of for a while, so I can progress on to other more pressing things, like get the truck running, finish organizing the house, and get that video out. I had to spend a lot of time figuring out some problems with the old GoPro. Apparently, last time I updated it, didn't much care for it. But I got it figured out now. And if you're watching this video, we're doing okay. And of course, we've been out all day again today. And I almost forgot about the time today. That's what happened yesterday. By the time I realized what time it was late. Yep. But I got a lot accomplished, and I got a lot done today. So right now, for the remainder of this week, other than watering, and that started back even today, because even though it rained again a little bit last night, I think we had 0.2 of an inch in the rain gauge. Now, the ground, you can't even tell it. It's dry as a bone again. But we finished up with the water. Went and got us a nice cool glass of water. And we were out here sitting when I looked at the clock on my cell phone. I'm like, whoa, better check in on my friends and family. They'll be wondering what happened to old Mr. Tom. And like always, you know who's with me, right? Yep. Right at my side, Mr. Magoo, of course, he's cleaning up. And there's my Cleo. They're always right with me. You okay, baby? You Papa's girl, huh? You Papa girl? Oh, you want me to get that belly? Yeah. They've been relaxing. But they'll go where I go, and then they'll just throw down on the ground. Now earlier this morning, when I was weeding, and I'll show you what we were doing. Old Magoo there, he was working right with me. Of course, I didn't have the camera. I just did go in and get it. I mean, sometimes you got to get the work done. You can't always be doing the video, even though I'd like to. But when you're by yourself, you can't do the video, do the work, and get it all done at the same time. Right, Magoo? And you know, he tries to run the camera, but without thumbs, he just has a hard time, winds up always getting a paw in the picture, don't you there, Magoo? Cleo even gave it a shot. She's just a little bit too shaky. So, what have we been up to? Well, yesterday, first thing I need to do is get everything fertilized. You know, I told you I had to get the blueberries fertilized, the fig tree fertilized, and then I wanted to put organic fertilizer down in the truck tire planters, the lettuce, the tomatoes planted over there by the south timber fence, and I wanted to get the beans fertilized. The other tomato plant is up by the beans, by the old clothesline pole, you know. And I need to get whatever seeds I was going to start finished. I didn't finish them all up when I was doing the egg cart. And some of it I really just couldn't put in the egg cartons. So we'll start there, and I'll show you what we've been up to. If you take a walk with me, we'll do some walking about, and talk about it like normal. So we're over here at the planting table where we throw things together, plan out our different pots. You saw us doing the egg cartons, and we do other pots. And of course these are some fiber pots. They're supposed to be all natural, and once you pop them in the ground they're supposed to degrade, but they were hid back on a shelf in the shop, and I spied them yesterday when I was in there getting something. And I thought, well, I'll just use them, because I wanted to take some tomato seedlings I found in the worm box, which are right here growing, and I wanted to put the tomatoes in something a little bit deeper than the egg cartons. And then right here, and these are 20 rattlesnake pole beans I stuck in here that will be going out on the south driveway bed whenever they come up, and of course when they get to the first 2 true leaves. So we got that done, and we also planted some other stuff. Now while I was up weeding and fertilizing the beans at the old clothesline pole, back in one corner I almost tore up this little volunteer tomato plant. If you watch my walkabout videos last year, you'll know I had a couple of Parks Whopper tomatoes up there. Never really got a whole lot of tomatoes off of them because the deer just kept browsing them back to nubs. But the deer enjoyed them. But I saw this little one there, so I went ahead and potted him up too. And maybe he'll survive. Now I know the Parks Whopper is a hybrid, but that tomato's been out since, oh, I was a youngin'. So I'm hoping by now it'll be true to type, because like I've told you, all heirlooms were once upon a time a hybrid. You can check that out. But then here we got our 2 Cassandra Cucumbers, the survivors, are the ones we planted in this little bed that they're sitting on top of right now. Of course, these will get moved over to the planting table before I go in. And I need some more. So over here, in this 6-pack, I planted my own seed, which I call the Dinosaur Cucumbers. And if you want to see how they produced, look back in my 2018 walkabout videos, or just do a search for Dinosaur Cucumbers on the channel. I bought 3 little plants that were in one little pot over at Superfoods here on the east side of the river, you know, my side. And they said they were Burpee's Bush cucumber. Well, I'm not sure what they were, but they weren't bush. They went up over 15 feet high. Yep. And then they came back down all the way to the ground. And you can see it, like I say in videos, during 2018 growing season. And those 3 plants produced an amazing amount of cucumbers. I ate cucumbers every way imaginable. I even fried cucumbers. I made refrigerator pickles. I made cucumber, onion, and tomato vinaigrette salads. Any way I could figure out to eat them, I ate them. So this was the seed I saved from 2018. I didn't have much of it. I only had 16 seeds because I let that slip by. But I'm hoping they'll germinate and come up, and we'll see how they do this year. But if you're bored and it's raining, take a look at some of those videos. I think you'll be impressed. And then right here in this little 4-pack, I planted some zucchini. Yep, still plenty of time in the year for some zucchini. Now these seeds are rather old. Well, 8 years. I bought them in 2012, and they came out of one of those survival seed vaults. You can get them on Amazon. Just type in survival seed vault, and you'll see them. They come in a little aluminum mylar package, all sealed up. Now, I did notice this morning when I was looking at them on Amazon again, drinking my coffee, they've got really pricey. They're up to $59.99. And when I bought that survival seed vault package, it was like $19.99. Whew. People sure are price gouging us with this here virus. Everybody worried about the food situation. Then over here, these are two 4-packs, and all of these are garden pot packages that I saved from plants I bought over the years at Walmart or Superfoods. And what's in here is yellow crookneck squash. It's a summer squash from Fairy Morris. And here again, you can look back at 2018 and see how productive my yellow squash was. I just had one plant. And old Mr. Tom, he didn't need no more than one plant. Because here again, he was eating squash every which way imaginable, plus giving it away all year long. I mean, the squash went from May all the way to frost. So did the Dinosaur Cucumbers. Now over here, in these two 4-packs, this one, just an old one. But these two, these are some Clemson Spineless Okra. Yep. And it's from the seed that I saved where I first grew it in 2018. And I saved the seed. Then I grew it again last year. And I was able to get a couple pods off, but here again the deer, they love my okra too. They kept eating it until I finally threw in the towel and let the deer have everything. So that's all the seeds we started. And of course you saw what we did with the egg crates. And I hope some of y'all are trying that. Since I had these, I went ahead and used them, because this will probably be their last year. They're just thin plastic and they're starting to crack and break. So I figured might as well get them used up. If they make it through this season, it'll be just fine. And then we got this all cleaned off. And what we got stuck in here, and it's already planted out. This was done yesterday once we got it all cleaned. Got the soaker hose down. We planted some rattlesnake pole beans here. And this is my seed that I saved from 2018, replanted in 2019. Saved seed from last year. It was hard doing it too because the deer kept eating all my rattlesnake pole beans. So they're in here. Hopefully they'll come up. Got plenty of poles here for them to climb up. And that. So it looked like we're gonna have plenty of beans. And yesterday too, we went up into the bamboo forest, cut some more dead bamboo, and added some more poles here, so each bean plant has their own pole. And we got them all tied up there so they don't go nowhere. And here again, we fertilized the beans, didn't we, Magoo? Now Magoo, he hung right in there with me yesterday. I'd lay the fertilizer down, use my hand cultivator to work it into the top of the soil. Magoo had his paws right there, working it in too. He did a fine job. Cleo, she's just a spectator. But we got our Beef Master tomato that we got up here. We got it all fertilized as well. And that, got everything weeded. Now today, we got in, finally, those 2 Bonnie bell pepper, sweet pepper plants James bought me, well, God, a week and a half ago. I need to get them in the ground. This is a good place for them. So they're in there. So this plot is pretty much finished for now. And it won't be long. These beans will start heading up the poles. I'll be starting to train them, some of the longer ones, here in the next day or two. I'll get them over on the pole, and I use little, they're like bread ties. Now very gently fasten them to the pole. And of course, normally by the end of the day, they've already wrapped around the pole a couple of times. You can take the little bread tie thing off and they're good to go. But they're coming along. But since we did get some rain, I think all told we got a whole whopping 3/4 of an inch. Sunday night off and on yesterday. And that, so since the ground was somewhat wet, early this morning I come out here, and you can tell if you saw this little part of the garden, this here corner over in here had a bunch of grass still in it, and I went ahead and pulled all that up today, and I've got some things planted in it. And what I did was I started over here, and what I've got, these are little 6-foot rows, and in these 2 I put in some burpee garden beans. They're a bush bean, not a climbing bean. And I bought the seed last year. So yeah, I'm sure you're thinking, Mr. Tom, you got the Kentucky Wonders up by the old clothesline pole. Now you got rattlesnakes over there on the poles on the northeast corner of the house. Now you got 2 6-foot rows of these. Yep, I do. And I'm still working with Cleo on respecting the garden. That's what the string is there for. To try to keep her and Magoo and Elrod from digging right where I put the seed in. Now I don't care if they dig out away from it a bit or in between the rows. That don't bother me. Anyway, it works some, but as you saw, sometimes not. But anyway, those are burpee bush string beans, or not string beans, green beans. Fairly common variety, they've had them forever. And then over here in this row, now there's nothing in this space, because I really don't know what I want to plant here. And see, the bush beans, they're only going to get up about 24 inches, maybe 30. Now, what's over here is some Walton butternut squash. Yep, it's a winter squash. And you might wonder, well, why are you growing in the summer? No, it's not. That's not what they mean by winter squash. You grow your winter squash through the summer and fall. Then you harvest it and you bring it in the house, put it in a nice, cool, dark, dry place, and it will last all through the winter, the spring, on up. The ones that I harvested in 2018, which were these same seeds right here, when I got them, all harvested in October. They went from October of 2018 all the way to nearly Christmas of 2019. Yep, they did. In fact, I just ate the last one. Probably the second week of December 2019. I saved one so I could save the seed. Now, the original seed that I used came from Ohio Heirloom Seed Company. And they're a family-owned, smaller seed company. You can look them up, and if I remember it, I will leave a link below the video in the description. But if not, you can look it up yourself. The seeds, everything I bought from them, have done really fantastic. They specialize in heirloom varieties and that. And I just like doing business with a family-owned, smaller companies. They give you real personal attention. So maybe, if you're needing some more seeds, or want to try another seed company, check them out. And you can see who's here, right in front of me, checking it out. Yep. They go where I go, and then they just sort of throw down as I run my mouth. Right, Magoo? Oh, Magoo. He was with me all morning long as I was doing all this, checking it out, helping me, giving me some tips and pointers. Weren't you, Magoo? Of course, when the heat of the day came on, around 11, him and old Elrod hooked up. And I didn't see them till about 3 this afternoon. But the little raised bed's doing good. We fertilized everything in here. We gave the onions some organic fertilizer. They're starting to green up. And that. Gave the oregano some. The thyme. Now, I didn't fertilize the carrots because we're pulling them out as we need them. They're finishing up. But the thyme's looking really nice. And of course, y'all know this oregano's spreading like wildfire. And carrots are doing okay. Of course, I didn't fertilize the radishes because I'm waiting for them to finally dry the seed pod so I can harvest all my seed. And I gave a little bit of fertilizer to the garlic chives, the oregano in the pot, and that. And I want you to look up in front of you. You see that? My elderberry bush. Woo! It's starting to bloom. It's not in full bloom yet. The ones on top are starting to open up. And boy, the bees in the morning, they're just loving it. That thing must be now 15 feet high. Oh, there's one of my cardinals. Just flew over our heads. That thing's huge. Maybe the birds will let me have some elderberries this year. It's always a fight. And we didn't fertilize the radishes because we're using them. They don't need no fertilizer. Might need some water though. Yep, it's just barely moist. So, before nightfall, they'll need a drink. And the lettuce, as you can see, it's coming along. Now it's got some black little bugs on it. And that. And I've been hitting it with some insecticidal soap. It seems to kill them because there's less now than there were yesterday. I'll have to hit them again before I head on into the house. And you can find insecticidal soap on Amazon or at your garden center, or look it up on YouTube. There's hundreds of videos how to make it. But I would suggest watching more than one. Because I watched a few where they put way too much dishwashing liquid mixed with water. And it will kill your plants, especially tender plants like lettuce. I've got some mixed up in my half-gallon sprayer. And it's these little black flies. And you can see one of the adults right there walking around that leaf. I meant to look up what they were, because right off the top of my head, I don't know. I'm getting old. But they really don't seem to be eating much. Oh, there's Elrod. He's with us too. There's Cleo. I'm sure Magoo's not too far behind. But like I said, I gave the lettuce some of the organic fertilizer as well as we gave some to all of the tomatoes here. And you'll notice there's another blossom right down there. Yep. We'll probably pinch him off too. But they're looking nice and green. And sitting here all nice and perky. Got some new growth on them. Coming along nicely. Now something I am noticing, and maybe y'all can see it too, the Atkinson are a darker green than these Beefmasters. They've been getting watered the same and fed the same. But I also noticed these were all at the same height when I put them in the ground. And these Beefmasters now are good 4 inches or more taller than the Atkinson. They're getting tall. And look at the size of that stem down there. Yep. It's gotten chunky since we put them in the ground. But like I say, they're a hybrid. And the Atkinson is heirloom. And I can't wait to see which one tastes the best and which one performs the best. Right, Magoo? I knew you'd show up. Did you walk down through there, check out everything, Magoo? Huh? You check out everything? Yes, you and me weeded this morning. Did we miss any? Oh, come on. Let's go on up this way. Y'all coming? Or y'all just gonna lounge there by the truck tire planters and the tomatoes? Well, that's okay. Y'all keep them company. Protect them, okay? And if you see Ophelia, tell her. Don't be uprooting the plants. Okay, guys? Oh, you gonna come with Papa? Cleo? Come on. Yep, she's gonna be out front. She's got point. Keep an eye out for things, Cleo. Watch out for the blue jays. We now got 2 pairs of them. Oh, I gotta get my leaves raked up here. And I got another volunteer tomato. And this is a cherry tomato. Because I had a cherry tomato here. It's the only one I had last year. And now I got this little tiny tomato seed coming up. Only one. Which is good. Because when James looked for cherry tomato plants, he said they didn't have any that looked worth buying. So I was starting some seeds, but walked by here and saw this and I thought, hey, now there's a blessing. Because that cherry tomato last year, it just climbed and climbed and climbed and climbed and climbed. You can see how high the poles go up. And then it bent over and came all way back down to the ground. Yep. Had cherry tomatoes all spring, summer, and fall. And for whatever reason, the deer didn't munch on it too much. I guess it's over here by this close to the house. And they left the peppers alone. But pretty soon, daffodils will be all dried up where I can clear out this bed and get it planted out for mid-season and summer growing. I mean, I'd like to put something in spring, but with the daffodils, you can't do that. Because if you cut them all out, then your bulbs will be starved for next year, and eventually your daffodils will die. So, sort of looks messy right now, but it's just part of being a good gardener. It'll be okay. Right, Cleo? Oh, I forgot. I came out this morning and I was able to pick my first blueberries of 2020. I was so thrilled. I've been waiting. And I knew they'd pop or start ripening with some rain. You can see another one right there. That'll probably be ready tomorrow morning. Now, I only got 5. Now, I didn't have the camera with me, so I couldn't share none of them with you. So I apologize. Oh, here's 2. Ooh, look at that. Okay, y'all can have this one. You see how sweet that is? I'm gonna get this one. Now, these are not those huge, monstrous ones, but you get a lot of them, as you can see. I mean, I've still got 6 quarts frozen in the freezer. You just take some out and put them on your cereal or your oatmeal. Oh, there's another one. Ooh, that one's bigger. Oh yeah, that one plumped up nice. Oh yeah, that one was just perfect. But like I said, I got these all fertilized too, and in between rain showers yesterday, so they're set up till fall. Now we'll be putting more mulch down, but as far as fertilizing, they're good to go till early fall. And of course we'll be watering them, I'm sure. It's actually cooled off some now. Got a nice breeze. You can hear all the birds. It was rather quiet, wasn't it, guys? It was really quiet there for a while. Elrod, you lost your collar, didn't you? Well, I didn't put it on you. I wonder when Magoo will lose his. Oh, let's go around back, guys. And of course, Latania's still beautiful. It's got all kinds of blooms on it. And I'm telling you, the butterflies and the hummingbirds, they're just digging it. And with the aid of Ophelia, we got the fig tree all fertilized. She'd already worked the ground up some around the base, as you can see, searching for grubs. So, since she'd already got the ground stirred up, I went ahead and worked in the fertilizer. So now all we got to do, when we mow the grass next time, is we'll start laying the mulch to it. Because that's another thing here, especially with fruit trees in the deep south. You need to know how the root systems of your fruit trees are. Fig trees are very shallow rooted. And if you don't water them quite often, especially during the heat of summer and through dry periods in the spring, summer, and fall, they will die. And it's just better to mulch them. And here again, you can look back in videos from 2019, 2018. This fig tree gets bordered by 8 to 12 inches of mulch all throughout the summer into the late fall. And then, like you see, it breaks down over the winter where we've just got a little bit left. And it's leaves, grass clippings that the vacuum bagger sucks up when we mow. And of course, we got our golden amber waves of grain here. Not so much, but we didn't grow it for ourselves. We grew it for the birds. They will enjoy it. In fact, they do. I see them, the little ones, land on a stalk and start picking, I guess, the kernels out. Or they'll break it down, like this one here, and then they start eating it while standing on the ground. It's quite interesting to watch them do it. Wasn't it, Magoo? Except Magoo, he tries to hide and get them, don't you, Magoo? Yep, try to get you some meat, huh? Some fresh bird. Just what kitties do, huh? You my faithful buddy. Of course, Elrod, he's starting to warm up a little more. He's still skittish. You can see up here on the hill some of that cane we cut out and drug around here and threw down the hillside. Now I got to bring it on down further in the yard, get it all cleaned up, cut the little side branches off of it, and I'm sure we'll be using it for something as the year progresses. Now come on guys, you get out of the road. You know how people are around here, they're just stupid. Come on, kitty, kitty, kitty. Elrod, Magoo, get out of the road. Cleo, go herd those two dummies back. Come on, Cleo. Maybe somebody will give me a break. Won't hit them. So y'all, that's what we've been up to. Cleo, I'm gonna head it on in. Y'all gonna stay here for a bit? I'll go in and get you some nice wet food, because I don't see Elrod or Magoo. They're hanging back. So Papa will run in, get you some nice wet food. Maybe you'll get to eat some of it before they arrive. Okay? So stick around and I'll head on in. So y'all, till we see you on the next video, make sure that you're praying for essential workers, those that must work, those in our community, our nation, and the entire planet. And I know it's a big thing to ask of all of y'all. Another request that I have of y'all is we have a viewer. He's part of our community here, Leslie Abner. I've mentioned him before. He had to go in for a procedure today for a lung biopsy, and I know he probably didn't sleep a lot, and he's been worried about this. And I know him and his wife praying for him. Many of y'all are. I know Regan over at Southern Boy Preppers been praying for him, as I have too. In my mind and in my heart, I feel he's going to be fine. But we all know the power of prayer. The more, the powerful. So, if your list ain't too long, maybe you do owe Mr. Tom a favor and add Leslie to it, and his wife Teresa. They're fine people, trust me, they are. And Leslie's got his own YouTube channel. And he's got a lot going on over there in a short period of time. He's got raised beds, some tire plants. He's got way more than Mr. Tom. So if you get a chance, check out his channel too. I'll leave a link in the video description below this video. So y'all, till I see you on the next one, Y'all take care out there. Stay safe. And God bless you, your families, and loved ones. Goodbye for now. Cleo, you took on off. Well, she'll be back. I got to feed Trix. And I'll make her a bowl of wet food too, of course. Knowing her luck, the boys will be here when I bring it out. They'll just have to share. It's the way of things. Well, I'm sure Trix ain't happy with me. Might as well go in and get ragged on a while. What are you saying? You've made a mess with your food. Look at that. Look at that. It's all on the floor. You didn't eat your turkey. You didn't eat your wet food I gave you for lunch, did you? Now what do you want? What? You want Sheba? I knew if you saw that stuff, you were gonna want it. Well, you gotta start eating your Friskies again. Okay? Yes. And don't go hide. I gotta give you your flea treatment. Okay? I got to. Don't go hide. It's time for your advantage. Okay? All the other kitties are taken care of. Do you hear me? Huh? Go spell on the refrigerator what you want. Okay? That's why I keep your letters up there. So you can spell them out for Papa. And clean this here food area up. It's a mess. Okay? Don't you walk off from me. You hear me? Trix, I'm talking to you. Okay. No. Clean up your food area first. And then I'll fix you up some food. Later, all.